Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner, welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. So, we finally managed to escape Paragus and we are now traveling to Telos. But first, let's explore the ship. Ooh, security system. We got some camera controls here. Cockpit, communications. Oh, there's T3 in the engine room, the exit ramp, the garage, main holds, medical bay, port dormitory, there's Kreia, starboard dormitory, storage compartment. Oh, hello there. The remains of an HK unit, but older and more corroded than the one you encountered on Paragus. Its power core still carries a charge, but a number of critical parts appear to be missing. Let's diagnose the droid. It looks as if this droid is missing 4 critical components. Its droid processor, a replacement droid chassis, the control cluster that's supposed to be stored in the chassis, and its vocabulator. Take the vocabulator and insert it in the core. You have installed the droid's vocabulator. Okay, so our old pal HK-47 is here. Pretty damaged though, so we'll have to find parts to repair him. Okay, nothing's over here. There's a workbench, but I just used one earlier. Hey there, T3. Do you know where that HK droid in the cargo bay came from? Oh, influence failure. You look like you've suffered a lot of damage over the years. How much damage? So you lost a lot of programs in your behavior core, in addition to the damage to your frame? Well, I'm sure you'll gain that skill back. I'm glad to have you along. Nah, pray you don't lose any more of your functionality or I'll sell you for parts. You look like you're in need of some routine maintenance. Good, let me tackle the main chassis first. Oh, success. Alright, finally finished. Took a little longer than I thought. T3 has gained +1 constitution. What do you mean I faded out there for a second? You were shut down. Other questions? More routine maintenance? Oh, I can't. I thought I did alright the first time. Okay, never mind. Can I get some programming spikes? No. There's a lab station in here. Oh. Heaven Hawk container. Oh, hello. Jackpot. There wasn't a lightsaber though, unfortunately. Let's upgrade some of my gear. Ooh, immunity to critical hits. Sure. I guess I'll get the Gamorrean gauntlets. Plus 4 physical damage. There we go. Much better. Hello, Kreia.
More answers. There is little more left to give.
If you refer to your hand, the choice was yours.
I knew what was necessary, and that I was the only one who stood between you and him. This wound is a physical thing and will fade with time. It was necessary. Some things may only be learned from sacrifice.
If I felt the loss of your hand, what would have happened if you had died?
I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme. Possibly,
would it have been lethal?
Yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
This link is a threat to me, and an inconvenience. We need to sever it now.
If your connection to one such as yourself gives me any comfort, then you would be wrong. I desire this no more than you do. It seems that at times of stress and pain, if they catch us unawares, then the pain is transmitted between us.
How could this bond have happened?
Nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
Oh, I see. So that's why when Kreia was using her buffs on herself, I was being targeted as well.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
So what do we do now?
No, the Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it.
Well, we can't keep running until they catch us.
It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough. Before the
Enough
war,
for what?
Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy, not as Jedi Knights, but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see.
And if we find no trace of Jedi teachings on Telos to help us?
Nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet what comes.
There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Answer.
I need to know more about the Sith hunting us.
They seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split. Yes,
First split?
The Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith, but in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did.
But these Sith seem
In a manner
different.
of speaking, they are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked.
I've never seen Sith assassins like those on the Harbinger.
Result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragus, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come. Ask, and I will
Okay, more
answer.
questions? When we were on Paragus, I could feel the Force again.
And was it the same as before?
It was like a whisper at the edge of
My
hearing.
suspicions are correct. Perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
Wait, the
What did
Jedi
you
did this to me?
That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
But to cut one off from the Force, it's like losing all your senses at once.
It is much like losing one's ability to listen, or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
If the Jedi were not already gone and dead, I would end their lives for
It is
doing this to
possible
me.
that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
But you said it's
Our
possible.
link may
How?
have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again, and if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
But there are no more Jedi.
Only hope, as you are mine. We are a sad pair, you and I, to defend the galaxy against such a thing. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
I accept you as a teacher. Though, if your training brings me power, then I will listen.
Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you, through my words and presence. Ask.
More questions? Can you tell me what has happened since the
Much has
Mandalorian
happened
Wars?
in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5.
Tell me
It is
about the
a tale
Mandalorian
you
Wars.
already know well. Almost a decade ago, the Mandalorians began preying on the Republic, bringing the fires of war to many planets along the Outer Rim. Their predations continued, winning victory after victory, until the Republic finally begged the Jedi Council for aid.
But only some Jedi Knights answered the call,
Indeed,
like I did.
the Jedi Council counseled caution and patience to assess the Mandalorian threat as the Outer Rim burned.
And Revan and
Two
Malak
Jedi
refused to
Knights,
wait.
Revan and Malak defied the Jedi Council. They challenged the Mandalorian fierceness and brutality on the battlefield with a viciousness of their own. Revan's entrance into the conflict marked the true beginning and end of the war. It was Revan who drove the Mandalorians back into the unknown regions.
Until we destroyed them at
Yes,
Malachor
I have
5.
heard tales of Malachor 5 and Revan's part in it. I know you served there in that final battle. It must have been a terrible thing.
Malachor 5 is in the past. Let it stay
You
there,
asked what
forgotten.
had happened, and I am telling you. The past sent echoes into the future, and what seemed a victory for the Republic was far from it. Many believed the Mandalorians defeated at Malachor 5, but the Mandalorians taught the Jedi much through battle. And so it was that Malak, Revan, and the Jedi that followed them discovered their true natures in the Mandalorian Crusade. But you know this.
But some battles must be fought. It was not Revan's failing.
Or was it the failure of the Jedi teachings? A question for another time, perhaps. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic. Revan
What happened
Malak
next?
and all the Jedi that served them turned against the Republic and the Jedi Order. Jedi fought Jedi. Revan was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak continued to wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that bleed still.
What happened to Malak?
As all Sith do, without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi and returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War.
Does Revan still live?
Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where he has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now, I do not know.
Revan turned against Malak for the sake of the Republic?
That way, from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive.
If the Republic is weak, it didn't deserve to win.
It is sometimes difficult to find the truth in the Jedi Civil War. Was it the Republic that defeated Malak, or was it Revan? If it was Revan, then the Republic was never truly tested.
So, what does it matter?
And most importantly, the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict. They find themselves or find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive.
The Republic has avoided its fate too long. Let them burn.
The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you. The Republic
What do you mean?
was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness to come. Ask, and I will answer.
More questions? Okay, I think I've heard enough.
Cockpit and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
I'll crack his skull into the bulkhead if he tries.
His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
Oh, we gained some influence and dark side points. Nice. Okay, let's
How's our
speak with
passenger?
Hatton.
She's still aging?
For someone without much to say, she sure says a lot.
I don't usually hear much beyond fool and imbecile. She's lucky she's a Jedi, or someone would have killed her years ago. I mean, how old do you think she is? She may have been good looking once, but it takes some hard living to make creases like that.
Yeah.
Hard living.
Her face looks like it was plowed by crazed Ord Mantell farmers. Don't tell me you were too distracted by her personality to notice.
Just cut the
You
chatter
call
and
this
stick to piloting.
This is nothing. If Paragus had any place other than Telos in its astrogation charts, trust me, that's where we'd be headed.
Well, if you thought Paragus was dead, then Telos is a dying world they're trying to breathe back to life. Should be there before too long. You can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you. Oh, no.
I wanted to ask you some questions.
I respect your privacy. I mean, when have I ever asked you any questions? I mean, besides that one.
What did you mean about the galaxy map not being much
system
use?
is voice printed and locked down, but that T3 unit is doubling as the astrogation system. You can try to plot a course, but without that T3 unit to perform the calculations, you'd probably plow us into a star. As long as he doesn't steal the ship, we should be alright.
Who voice printed the
I have no
astrogation
idea.
system?
Previous owner, maybe? Love to get it overhauled, but that's a major job. Besides, the droid will be good enough for now.
Why would someone lock the
Takes all
astrogation
kinds.
system?
Maybe someone didn't want anybody taking the ship out of the system, or knowing where the ship had been. Smugglers do it all the time in case the Republic decides to board them. Or so I hear.
Do you know anything about that
Not
assassin
much.
droid?
Except sounds like it was after you. As far as I'm concerned, you handled that pretty well. No more droid, no more problem.
What would make droids go
Yeah,
crazy
you got
like
me
that?
there. Look, droids, I don't trust them. That one we fought, some of them are built like that. Others just, well, break. In the head. Sometimes conflicting orders cause it. Give a droid too much data or tell it to do something it can't do, it'll crack their behavior module in half. Others just don't get memory wipes and they start going crazy.
Wait, but I didn't fight droids. I didn't
Speaking
fight
of
the
which, I
HK
think that little
droids.
trash compactor's long overdue. Trust me, droids were made to break. And most of all, they're predictable and stupid.
Let's focus on getting to
So,
Telos for the time being.
What happened? Don't give me that.
To what?
There were plenty of times back on Paragus where a lightsaber would have been helpful. So where's yours?
My lightsaber was taken from me
Oh yeah?
by the Council.
I thought a Jedi was supposed to be married to their lightsaber. Guess I heard wrong. Were you a single hilt or one of those double-bladed Jedi?
Single hilt.
Figures. It wasn't red, was it?
Both the blade and crystal
Yeah?
were unique.
Unique how?
Let's see. Silver, like the streams in the room of 1,000 fountains on
Must have been
Coruscant.
something. Sure be nice to have it now. Might make those Sith think twice before coming after us.
It is no matter. It was taken from me long
Alright,
ago.
forget I said anything. Like I said before, you can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you. Should be there
Can I
before
ask you
too
anything
long.
else? Okay. Paragus 2, Telos. Here we go. Hello? Progress bar? Okay. Oh yeah, I installed a Telos texture pack. That's probably why it's taking so long.
Station Bay Control, Dock Module 126. Please remain where you are. Lieutenant Dahlgren will arrive shortly to meet you. That is all.
I don't like the sound of that. If they think we caused the explosion... Uh-oh. Here comes the welcoming party. They may not know what happened, so don't blow it.
I'm Lieutenant Gren, Telos Security Force. I'm under orders to take you into custody in regards to the destruction of the Paragas mining facility.
Uh-huh. Are we under arrest?
But you will be placed under house arrest pending the results of our investigation. Due to the nature of the investigation, I have no specific timetable to offer you. In the meantime, your ship and any droids will have to be given over for safekeeping. Yes, that includes you. You are a droid, so you will be detained. In addition, we will have to take your personal arms and armor until the completion of our inquiry.
This is outrageous. You don't have any evidence.
To the mining facility's destruction. Thus, it is necessary for us to keep you under surveillance until we have a better idea of what happened.
I refuse to go along with this. We're leaving.
Even if you manage to overcome all of us, Bay Control could simply open the Magcon field and shoot you into space. So, let's not do this the hard way.
I'll go, but one way or another, you'll pay me for the trouble.
It would be a good idea if you took a more accommodating tone. My men will
Why can't I force persuade?
Follow me.
Tell me I'm not going to jail again.
Okay, some suspicious activity around the Ebon Hawk. Maybe I shouldn't have installed the Telos texture pack. Just maybe. Seems like loading takes a while. Well, at least now I know that I can add and remove party members on the party selection screen. Because I sure didn't know that.
You will be held here briefly.
Not at all.
Quarters are being arranged for you and your companions as we speak. Someone will return shortly to escort you to an apartment in residential module 082.
A force cage?
As I said,
This is ridiculous.
only temporary while other arrangements are made. I'm sorry, but you'll just have to bear with us until then.
So be it, but I'll remember this.
Well, we might be here for a while. Might as well get comfortable.
Someone is coming. So this is the last of the Jedi. I must admit, I'm a little disappointed.
Let me out of this cage and we'll see how disappointed you are.
At least it appears you have some spirit. The exchange has a bounty on Jedi, you know. You're worth quite a bit of money.
The exchange, huh? I'm pretty sure some two-bit pistol jockey like yourself isn't one of them.
Hey? I'm more than skilled enough to work for the exchange.
You bounty hunters couldn't even win a fair fight. You're the cheapest, most worthless mercenary scum in the galaxy. I'd hire a Mandalorian over your filth in a second.
No Mandalorian could match my skills. No Mandalorian could have been clever enough to infiltrate this station. Taking the identity of one of the guards, then
what?
Well, time to end the episode. That's what that sound means.
Look like an accident? You probably don't even have the guts to fight me. Pathetic.
Don't think overloading your cages had not occurred to me. You're wanted alive, but I doubt anyone will care as long as I bring them your corpse.
We're in a TSF station. How do you expect to get away with this?
Mysteriously shorted out. There will be no witnesses to your escape attempt, during which I'll have been forced to kill you.
By the time the TSF realize I'm not one of them, I will be far from this place.
Your body's staying right here.
It is time to die.
Hey, leave him alone. You want to fight? Then try me if you've got the guts.
You have goaded me once, and you shall not do so twice. But I shall dispose of all of you eventually. And an old woman, a fool, and a broken Jedi are no match to my skills.
Okay, let's save. And as I said previously, it's time to end the episode. So we'll fight Batu Rem next time. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed another episode of Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I'll see you all next time.